INS.com.
You're hot. That's right. Coach Charlie Ragle joins us now on the right to the guest line. Coach, it's Rockin' Jackson Shoe today. The old guys, they can't work all the time, so we had to give them this week off. So the young guys are with you today. So how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are all you guys doing? Should be plenty of energy with the young guys.
I know, man. These guys, man, you could suit them up, man. I mean, I think Jackson here, he played in Montana. He's still got a year of eligibility if you need a receiver, right, Jackson?
Yeah, a couple years under my sleeve, but a little rusty now.
We'll take all we can get.
I don't know, Coach. Talk about that. I mean, I know I saw another transfer, especially at linebacker. You guys are picking up some guys here and there. From on paper and rankings, you guys are doing really good right now in the transfer portal.
Well, and I think that's all a plus, of course. And any momentum is good momentum, and but I think at the end of the day, it all matters how these guys fit. One, they've got to enroll in school, and that's the deal with the portal guys. There's no letters of intent. There's nothing that binds them to your school until they actually enroll in your school. So, we've got to get these guys enrolled in school, get them on campus, and then. Again, it has to take the rankings from the paper and show up in practice and then ultimately on game day.
And when you are looking at the board, is there a particular position or two that you guys have been kind of gravitating to, or do you see more linebackers available than, say, running backs? Is that the case, or is it all over the board?
No, I think that there's been some emphasis that we went into the offseason, with that we needed to get better at, and add depth and so forth. And, linebacker was certainly one of those positions, O-line being another one, as well as interior D-line. And then, those were probably the points of emphasis. And so I think that's why you're seeing a little bit more of that than maybe some of the other positions, because, we felt like those were needs that we needed to get better at.
I'm curious, because obviously I haven't been involved in this, and we didn't have transfer portals when I was a kid. But when a kid goes in the transfer portal, how does the process work? Do you mind walking us through? Does the student athlete, once he goes to the transfer portal, gives the world, so to speak, an opportunity to call him direct, and then it's the coaching, the scouting to go after him, and then kind of work it through there? I'm just curious how that process goes.
Well, there's usually like there's a specific time set in place where the transfer portal's open, the window's open, these kids can declare. And then once they declare, right, they have to go. If I'm at X university, I have to go to my compliance, let them know that I want to be, I'm going to declare and put myself in the portal. There's some official paperwork that has to be filled out. And then once that stuff is filled out, you actually go into, quote unquote, the portal. And so once those kids do that, there's a master list that we have access to that we can see who's officially in the portal. And then a lot of times these kids will take their official document, so to speak, and by their home institution or their current institution, and we'll put that on their social media saying, hey, I'm now in the portal. Here's the official document. Boom. You can go to the main portal website, verify that, and then at that point, you're free to contact them just as it would be a recruit in contact season.
Okay, Coach. Bowl season going on right now. What would you say was your best bowl experience? I know there's a lot of talk right now. People are complaining about how there's so many bowl games, and then you see kind of the after effect, the emotions from the players, especially some of those seniors playing their last game for their colleges. What was the best bowl experience that you had, and why should people be more in fan of these college football bowl games?
Well, I think it's a great question. Nobody's going to want to hear this as the Sun Devil Nation. But, when I was down at the school down south, we did go to the Fiesta Bowl in 2014. And, for me, growing up in Southwest New Mexico and having an abundance of family out here in the Valley, I'd come out here during the holidays, and my family was super involved in the Fiesta Bowl. So I had been going as a fan to the Fiesta Bowl since I was, 8, 9, 10 years old. Every year. And so the Fiesta Bowl was kind of the epitome of bowl games for me. It was the one for me. So to have that ability, so many years later to coach in it was extremely special for me on a personal note. I do think, though, when you talk about bowl games, and I know the world of college football is changing, and I know you guys are opting out and so forth, but to a lot of guys, whether that be, for every guy that opts out, it's an opportunity for a young guy to prove himself on a national stage, on national television during the holidays where people are sitting around with their families and they're watching TV. It's a reward for these kids too, after, busting their butt for 10, 11 months, weight room, conditioning, all of the practices. It is a reward for those kids. So I think there's more that goes into it and more appreciation from the players than what people actually realize.
That's good stuff. I know why you like the bowl so much here locally. You have so many family members, and I'm a Yellow Jacket as well, and I'm looking forward. I know it's Liberty in Oregon, but we've seen stranger games there, right? You just don't know. You can't call any team out, right? I mean, Liberty could come up there. They're pumped, but Oregon too, though.
And I still think, though, at the end of the day, that the Fiesta Bowl carries such merit across the country, and its reputation of being a great host of bowl games, one. And then, like you said, some of the most iconic and epic bowl games, it has certainly produced a couple for sure. And, anytime you get out on the football field, you guys all know that it can go any which way. So I anticipate that Liberty's going to come here and, going to be excited to play and put forth their very best effort. But that Oregon team is an extremely talented team, as we saw up close and personal, and that'll be a tall task for them, I think.
You're right. Absolutely right. Hey, Coach, thanks for jumping on with us for a few minutes this week. We appreciate it. Have a happy new year, you and your family, and we'll talk to you next year.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, look forward to it. Appreciate you guys as always. Have a great new year, and go Devils.
You got it. Charlie Ragle, assistant ASU head coach, special teams coordinator, presented by Crest Insurance Group. Crest Insurance Group offers personal, business, and specialty insurance solutions for clients across all markets. Go to crestins.com. You're starting the new year off